I'm really excited to be able to talk about the work of the Full Circle Everest expedition that successfully made it to the summit of Mount Everest on May 12th, literally just over a week ago. And I had the pleasure of being part of the organization and planning of the expedition. And I walked in with the climbers from the debarkation point at the Lukla airport in Nepal, and we walked almost 30 miles up the what I like to call the Himalaya Highway to the to Everest Base Camp, basically through the Khumbu Valley. And as a person who spent most of his career in the outdoors, in outdoor recreation in general, this was something that I've been hoping to see happen basically for my entire career. I mean, growing up, there weren't many, if any, Black mountaineers in my personal experience. There were very few, and I can literally count them on the fingers of one hand, of African Americans, Black Americans in outdoor recreation as a profession. And it's literally been over the last 30 years of my career working with a wide variety of different organizations around the country, every organization from the National Park Service, the U.S. Forest Service, the Sierra Club, organizations like the National Outdoor Leadership School, and others. It's taken kind of a wellspring of enthusiasm and support to not only find and train a group of Black climbers, but to provide them with the financial resources and the logistical resources that they need in order to be successful. And under the leadership of my friend Philip Henderson, who is a NOLS instructor, but also a lifelong advocate of outdoor recreation, he led an amazing team of 10 climbers that were able to put 7 climbers successfully on the summit. And what this ultimately does is that it kind of changes the paradigm with regard to what Black people in outdoor recreation do and don't do. And up until this expedition, prior to this, there had only been 6 Black people to make it to the 6 Black people to make it to the summit of Everest. Only 1 was an American, and there had prior to this yet to be a Black American man to make it to the summit of Everest. The first Black American was a woman, my friend Sophia Dannenberg, who summited Everest in 2006. And since then, there have been Black people from other parts of the world, from France, from Jamaica, from South Africa, but there had never been a Black American. And this is actually a profound shift in terms of not only levels and degrees of participation among who is climbing high mountains in the Himalaya, but it literally doubled the number of Black people who had been on the summit of Everest overnight. And what that ultimately means is that we now have a cadre of heroes who can go back into their respective communities and be emblematic of people who can successfully do something that fewer than 11,000 people in the world have ever done. And now we can begin a bigger, deeper conversation about other things that people of color in outdoor recreation have yet to do. And that includes not just climbing mountains and ascending rivers and traversing long distance hiking trails. It also includes starting businesses, leading major companies, becoming competent journalists, hopefully like myself, or to become filmmakers or artists. I mean, we're seeing a really fantastic surge of representation in the outdoor industry that we haven't seen before. And I'm really happy to witness it, and I'm really happy to report about it on the Georgia Project.